Max Blumenthal is one of my favorite journalists out there. Him and Aaron, Gray Zone in general. Just everyone's doing good stuff. So I thought this was interesting because I used to be a huge Rachel Maddow stan, especially during the Obama era, and she has just fallen so far. So let's just watch some of this.
Well, thanks for confronting the top liar in the country about a Trump-Russia conspiracy. Someone who's done so much to indoctrinate millions of people into believing these collusion fantasies, and accordingly inculcating in people this belief that we need to confront Russia. That's really been, I think, the main consequence of Maddow's conspiracy theories. It wasn't just a dumb political thing going after Trump. This really was a McCarthyite campaign, and she to me is the face of it. And so this is the first time today, Max, I was just saying, that she's ever been confronted about it. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, what does that say about our media culture? I mean, she goes on Bill Maher all the time. She's on all these talk shows outside of her own domain in MSNBC, and she never has to answer for this. Just years and years of lies that laid the groundwork for the proxy war with Ukraine and drove millions of good-hearted Americans totally insane and turned them into frothing out the mouth, warmongering, rabid McCarthyites.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't pass up the opportunity to confront her about that. Obviously, she wasn't going to do Q&A. She was going to sit down with someone from the Truman Center to softball her. So she was building up for the waterworks.
Max is my favorite.
Speech. Like, this is why this matters, and I'm bringing it all home. And I confronted her. And Aaron, I think you can give some background on her lies, that you were one of the first people to write a critical piece about Maddow in a left publication. And it obviously upset her about how most of her segments were on Russiagate. This was like back in 2017, I think. Yeah. But her speech was extremely boring and simultaneously paranoid and insane. I mean, it was really, really boring. It starts in like Lake Geneva, and she's talking about the austere furniture of people who live in Lake Geneva. Then, you know, the founders of Time magazine moved there because there's too many Jews. There are too many Jews in New York, and they're America firsters, and they begin receiving anonymous bags of cash from Germans in order to oppose the Allied war effort. And meanwhile, anti-war elements in the U.S. warn of a possible civil war if the U.S. goes into the war. And, you know, then the parallels start to become clear when Truman covers for one of the senators who was getting paid off by isolationist and German Nazi elements, and the investigation into Truman is squashed by a politicized DOJ because the U.S. needs to get along with West Germany after the war. On and on. I'm like, when are you going to just say Putin is Hitler and that Trump has been infiltrated by the Nazis? Like, when are you going to say that? And it took forever, and then she finally was building up to it. She went way over her time. The whole crowd was just, I mean, you have these highly educated people who know nothing, have no political education, certainly no critical faculties, no way of looking at the U.S. war state in a critical way. And they're just bobbleheads. So I got up and tried to question her.
Well, let's go to the tape.
I love what Max says to Rachel.
It is.
It's so good.
Overthrowing the U.S. government. And members of Congress who were sympathetic.
Rachel, this speech is boring and paranoid. Can you explain why you promoted the Steele? Why did you promote the Steele dossier, which has been proven to be a lie? Why did you promote the lie of Russian bounties?
Come on, let's go.
Can you ever be held accountable for the lies you told Americans?
Both good questions.
Years and years and years.
And look, he knew he was going to get thrown out by being disruptive, but who is going to ask those questions? I mean, no one's asking Rachel Maddow those questions. I love how he starts out too. Rachel, this speech is boring and paranoid. That's her entire show. Jimmy pointed out too, and this is what I thought when I first saw it, but the actual, what it says on the podium, true con, like, I mean, does it get any better than that? true con. This is a true con. We're out here trying to sell weapons and keep a war going. We're trying to build. Oh my God. It's just so disgusting that these people have fallen so far. I used to actually respect Rachel Maddow. And you know, it's just sad that she has gone so far over the edge like this that you know, it just I don't know what else to say about it. So